And we're live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping on in. Tonight, we're joined by Mr. Grant McIntosh.
What's up?
Stanley Orchard.
What's up, guys?
John, I'm sorry. And John is currently doing something different other than sitting at the desk, but he'll be along shortly. So how'd everybody's weekend go? Stanley?
I had a fantastic weekend. I got to go out and do a little bit of fishing yesterday. Of course, because of this weird content schedule I got, you're not going to see a video till March. but I had a good day on the water yesterday. It felt great to be back out there. Been a minute.
Yeah. How about you, Grant?
We fished earlier in the week and didn't have much luck with minnows, and I tried jigging, nothing. But we're going to try it again this week. We got some weather coming in Thursdays, and then cold temperatures coming in Saturday. We're going to be down in the teens, so we're still going to give it a shot.
Yeah. Noticed Aiden made a comment that, of course, it opens with ad. Does that always happen when you hit your live? You get an ad right off the bat. You see?
It doesn't always happen, but.
Oh, a couple shout outs. Bucktail Outdoors, Blue Collar Fishing. Thanks for stopping
what's up,
in.
Kelly?
Live in Minnesota Outdoors. And David Martin, thank you all for stopping on by. So,
I was actually on the stream waiting for it to start, typing in the chat everything, but the stream never started, so I had to refresh. So now I'm watching an ad.
Sorry about that. Better late than never, John. Tell us what you did this past weekend.
Grandbabies. We had the grandbabies in the house, so did a birthday, swim spa.
What birthday did you have?
My granddaughter's 10th. Her birthday's tomorrow, but since we had her for the weekend before, we went ahead and celebrated it.
Nice. Double digits. We're going that direction this summer.
Cool.
Janet McIntosh is in. Thank you, Janet, for stopping by. She's always here. She sits right next to Grant, right?
She's in another room, but yeah, she's close.
Glad you're here, Janet. So my son Chris and I, decided to go try some ice fishing for the second time. And we did manage late in the day to get on some bluegill, and there'll be a video coming later. The first 5 places we stopped and bored holes, and we sat for about 45 minutes in each spot, and nothing, not even a bite. And I'm thinking, man. And Chris says, you're gonna have to make a video, Dad. You know, we got to catch some fish. So I said, why don't you go pick out a spot? So he says, well, I'm going to go over that way. He did, and drilled 3 holes, brought the shanty over, set up, dropped the fish finder down, and it lit up with fish. There was lots of them down there. Late in the day, but we finally got on them, and man, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So, hey, Jeff Bottom. Jeff went fishing today. Tell us how you did, Jeff.
Nice.
So, we're into ice fishing. We're going Wednesday again, and then this weekend, going to put together an ice fishing shanty for a friend of mine, and then we're going to go try it out this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. That's what we're up to.
So that's when you should have said, if you want a sneak peek of the video coming up, make sure you like the Hauling Ash Facebook page, because I posted one today.
I was going to say the same thing.
As you guys are.
Was that Instagram or something you were posting on? I saw some pictures of that. I guess that was in the group chat.
Talking to me or Grant?
I was talking to you, Steve.
Oh, I put some of the pictures of the bluegill that we caught on Instagram, and I did make mention of this live stream that we're doing right now.
I shared that.
Couple new ones in the house. Jixer 23 is a friend of my son, Steve Senior or Junior, my oldest son. His name is Adam. Glad you're here. And Pete Pappas. Pete Pappas is a walleye fisherman on the Detroit River and Lake Erie as well. Glad you stopped in, Pete.
Very cool. So you went ice fishing, but you were on a small lake. How's it looking? The rivers up there and like Saginaw Bay now.
Everything that you read, it's still like, there's people out there, but it's the river. I guess there was 3 people that went through here this week. And then, it's not just here, up in the UP where I used to live, a guy that I went to school with, he was 2 grades ahead of me. He went through the ice too, and he didn't make it. So I'm very cautious about going out on the ice. I don't like, there's a lot of people go out on 1.5 inches, 2 inches of ice. I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait till there's, 4 or 5 inches of ice. And on Jordan Lake where we went, there was a good 7 inches of ice.
Nice.
So
nice. You said something that got me thinking too when you're talking about the ice. So out on a lake, right? You go through the ice, you go bloop. But on a river, when you're talking about Saginaw River, you go through the ice. You don't just go bloop. But if there's a flow, which I guess there is on the river, you're going to go, and now you're under the ice somewhere. So I could imagine it's much more dangerous. Could be much more dangerous to go through the ice on the river than on a pond or a lake or something like that, right? Or no?
Yeah, I've never been through. I mean, when I was a little kid, I went through our little. We had a skating rink that was actually a ditch that froze over, and I went through that when I was a little kid. But I've obviously never gone through, so I don't know. Now, I was a search and rescue scuba diver for 2 of our sheriff's departments, Schoolcraft and Delta counties, and we did a lot of ice training dives, and that's controlled. I mean, you got a harness on. It's cold, man. Is it cold? So I can't imagine what it must be like to go through without any kind of protection. We had wetsuits on, they have dry suits too, but man, it's cold.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
For my big butt to get on it.
The only ice you guys want's in your water, right?
Right here. Well, water.
Oh, a couple new ones are in. Florida Hillbilly. Thank you for stopping by. And I missed before Mountain Bushcrafters. I'm sorry. I didn't catch you before. Welcome. Thank you for stopping in.
And out.
Gentlemen.
Outdoors.
Up. Live in Minnesota Outdoors. I know he said something up higher up about the ice up where they're at. I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find it.
Yeah, and Kelly over at Blue Collar Fishing was saying they're actually looking at maybe getting some ice in Pennsylvania. It's a cold winter, man. I don't know what that's all about. We're getting down into the 60s here, and it's kind of, that's kind of scary in Texas.
And I'm looking since I get to go to the Keys in a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Yes, go ahead and rub that in a little bit more.
I'm looking at the weather there, and it's like the highs in the 70s and 80s and the lows in the upper 60s and 70s. That's the lows overnight. Here, our lows, at least where I'm at, are getting down like upper 40s. So, man.
Hey, John, once again, where are you going again?
Yeah, really.
Islamorada. We've got, so my wife's uncle and aunt, Leonard, if you all watched my fishing video when I was up in Michigan, you met Leonard in one of the fishing videos up there. And him and his wife rent a place down there. And then real good friends of ours, Bill and Mary Jane, rent a place down there. And they've got a 27-foot walk around that they bring down. And that's what we're going to be fishing out of. I hit them up with some text messages just yesterday about, hey, what you guys catching down there? And it's snapper, grouper, yellowtail, mackerel, Spanish, and king. And so I'm like, all right, I'm down. Let bring it on.
Yeah. Just going to make a comment here. Pete Pappas says, I highly recommend some of the flotation suits available today. Very affordable. Not going to keep you dry, but could definitely save your life. I have one of those suits. So does my son, and so does my wife. It's mine's a Striker. It's made by Striker. It's called Striker Ice Hardwater Series. And if you go through, it does let you float. So hopefully they get you out before hypothermia sets in.
That's the key. Get them out of the water and get them warmed up.
Yep. I see my wife Judy has joined the chat.
Hey,
Hi, honey.
Ma'am.
How you doing? Good to see you. The better half.
Yeah, that's not a lie. Much better half. Oh, and then the other thing too is you got these ice picks around your neck. So if you do go through and you haven't gone completely under, or you come back up, you take them ice picks, you jab them in the ice, and you lay down, and you start pulling yourself back onto ice, and just keep shuffling yourself across the ice.
So the alternative to all that is live somewhere where the water doesn't freeze over.
Yep. Come on down to Texas.
You guys talk about ice fishing, and I get interested about this close, and then I remember the one time in Michigan, I was out there freezing my tail off on an open ice sheet on Saginaw Bay, and I'm like, nope. Now, if I happened to be there, like, something weird happened, planes couldn't fly, and I was stuck there, and there was ice, and you had one of those shanties with the heater and the bar, basically is what they have in them. Okay, I might come out and do that, but it's still going to be cold getting there and getting back. So, just saying.
Yeah.
It's probably easier for me just to answer Florida Hillbilly about gators. Yeah, I wouldn't like gators either. No thanks. I can't type as fast as the chat moves. I'm slow. Oh, Nick is pole yacht. I didn't see you come in. I never had ice picks, store-bought. We sharpened screwdrivers. Anything will work. Just anything to drag you back up on, I suppose. So, a thing I want to talk about is the last video that I made was this contraption here. You put your phone in this part of it. Each corner goes in one of these elongated holes. And then I just hung this from my ice shanty. And it was, your phone's in there. You got it all ready to start videoing your whatever you're doing, and just pull it down, move it wherever you want to go, let it go when you're done. It's made by a company called Rogue Fishing Company. If anybody wants to, I don't know if that's going to come up on the screen or not. If anybody wants to look at one of those and buy one, I don't make any money off them. I just something I wanted to pass along. Handy as heck. I like it.
I think that every person in the chat, as well as on screen here, would agree that we all want Mr. Steve Holland Ash to capitalize on every single opportunity, and you should have an affiliate link in the description down below. If there is a single person who disagrees with that, let us know in the chat, but I'm pretty sure everyone's going to agree with that statement. You need to be making your millions.
Yeah.
Blue car fishing. I want to answer yours about how's the fishing down here when it's 112. I'll be the first to admit, I've been in Texas this time for 20 years now, going on 21 years, and I'm still not accumulated to the heat. I don't like hot, but I don't like freezing cold. I like that medium. Spring and fall, that's my thing. And here in Texas, winter too, because it doesn't get that cold. But when it's 112 out, the folks that are willing to go fishing, they really do some good fishing, especially down at the coast and offshore. So the fishing's good. It's just a matter of probably kind of like with the ice. Here, it's a matter of, do you want to be out there in 112? Where up there is, do you want to be out there in 20, 10, 15, or whatever it is? So it's all relative, I guess.
Dude, I will take 112 any day of the week at the beach because that water feels good.
And you always, if you're at the beach, you always have a breeze. That's one thing I like. I haven't been there in the middle of the summer, but I've been there late spring again and early fall where it's still 90-something degrees outside, but it doesn't feel like it because there's always or almost always a breeze coming off the water, and it just doesn't feel miserable. Put up some shade, throw out some big rods, sit back with your favorite beverage, and wait to catch some fish. That's all. And
if it's at night, if you stay in there late, it doesn't matter if it's 112 degrees. You're still making a campfire. You're still going to make a bonfire.
Yeah.
I want to make a comment to Live in Minnesota Outdoors. He says, I've lost 6 phones to the lake. Those things get expensive. So I don't know what these things cost. Chris and I was each given one, and my wife, Judy, she just got one too. I don't know what they cost, but it's got to be a lot less than a phone would be.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to mention, Doug Wynn, Crappie, Gills, and more. He's in the house. Thanks for stopping in, Doug. He's the guy that does the guiding down on Kentucky Lake. Glad you stopped in.
Steve's been trying to get us to meet you, Doug. We're going to do that these days, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to do it. That'd be fun.
It'd be a blast.
Fun. Have
You got a
food.
boat big enough for all of us, Doug?
Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
Big guy. Okay, maybe I am too. Or maybe I'm bigger. And maybe that guy over there, and that guy over there. And, yeah, Grant's probably the smallest of the four of us. Yeah.
Doug Scott, loves Saginaw Bay. Spent many summers perch fishing on the bay with my grandparents. Great memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be awesome for perch. Not so much now, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, if you got room for another, Nicholas could probably join us. He's only about a little over 2 hours away.
We're going to fill
I
your
keep
boat.
hearing
Doug.
about
You got
Kentucky
two boats?
Lake.
Might have to get, hey, do you got any buddies down there that's got a second boat? We might fill 2 boats.
He said he's got a 23-foot XL Storm Cat.
That's a great boat. That's a great boat.
He's got a dude. That's a good boat.
Mm-hmm.
Will it fit
You
5
get yourself a
people?
boat like that, you're gonna have lots of friends.
Oh.
He's a guy, and I'm sure he's got a whole lot of friends. Like, if you ain't got nobody to take out,
I'm sure Doug's busy all the time guiding people on. I don't know if it's just one lake or two that he guides on, but he used to also do waterfall guiding too. Busy man, very busy man.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Grant, I ran across some ducks, several different species yesterday, and I was gonna get some pictures. I didn't, but I was thinking about you all afternoon.
Nice.
anything waterfall, I think about Grant, and I'm like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I really
How could you
haven't-
not look at that wall?
Right. I really have not got to waterfall hunt other than when I was in Michigan. We've got where we lived out on Point Au Gray. There's a little creek, whatever it is, runs back there. And a certain time of the year, wood ducks will come back in there. Me and my dad go back with the shotguns and get us some wood ducks. How legal it was, this was a long time ago. It was probably legal.
Yeah,
Put that.
Probably.
probably.
But that's my limit. And now I see they do a shit ton of duck hunting here in Texas, especially down by on the coast. But
Yeah.
I get it's like anything else hunting in Texas. It's you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Hey, Doug, looks like you better have 3 boats. My grandson Aiden wants to go too. I'm sure Judy will go.
Yeah, we're gonna need if Judy's going, Audrey wants to go. So now we need at least 3 boats.
We're going to send a lot of business Doug's way.
All right.
I want in on that.
So I guess I need to get a hold of Doug between now and then to check it out for you guys. Make sure he's legit.
You better do that.
Do the
Yeah,
research.
Grant's our scout.
Yeah, go out there.
My wife says Floyd has the boat you guys need. I don't think you could put that boat on Kentucky Lake, could you?
Oh, Floyd.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Man, that's a big boat to put on a lake like that. Of course, I don't know. I've never been on Kentucky Lake.
Had some conversations about that boat this weekend. They didn't go the direction I wanted them to. They went the direction I'd expect them to go, but we did have conversations about that boat.
Well, there's always another one.
Yeah, they're out there. I keep my thing, because I'm looking to upgrade. I'm looking at all these boats, and it's like, oh, that's the perfect boat. Oh my God, I got to sell my boat first. I got to do things on my boat before I can sell it. There will be other boats just like it, and that's how it's been each month. And it's like, and it's true. Each month I get on, look at these boats. Well, that's other boats. So there's always going to be something, it kind of fits what you want when you're ready. So.
What's the draft on your boat? Do you know?
It is 18 inches, which
Okay.
I'm scared to death to take it under 2 foot. To me, 2 foot is like, because I don't have the, oh crap, I can't tilt. I can trim the motor up, but I don't have the ability to raise it up like you see on a lot of the flats boats. They can
Like a jack plate.
Say again?
Like a jack plate that goes up and down off the transom.
Exactly what I was looking for. I don't have that capability.
Got to be Stanley.
Wow, I thought my wife was screaming. Ow! Ow!
Yes, dude, I got this cat and he's a complete a-hole. And he needs attention 24/7. Right now he's not getting any. So he's going around screaming about it.
You just described every cat on the planet, I think.
What's your cat's name?
I can't say it on air. YouTube doesn't permit the you get yourself a TOS strike.
That sounds appropriate then for the cat.
His technical name is Ash.
Oh, we know where that goes, right, Steve?
Yep, he got named after you for a variety of reasons.
I'm named a cat named after me. That's a new one.
Uh-huh.
Doug says they get regular 5-footers on Kentucky Lake, 250 S Suzuki power.
Dang, 5-footers. That doesn't sound
No
fun at
kidding.
all.
That's just a good walleye chop.
No, don't even try.
Oh,
You know what I found, and I might be guilty of it too once in a while, but I found that we fishermen, boaters, might exaggerate the chop we've been in. Or
Just the chop?
Yeah, that was 3-footers out there. It might have been 1.5's best. But when we were out there 3-footers, it was rough, son.
I've been on Kentucky Lake when there's been some big waves. It's a big party. I mean, there's a lot of fishermen on Kentucky Lake, but there's a lot of people that go to the cliffs and jump, go to the sandbar and chill.
All right.
I mean, it's a pretty big lake. I mean, there's barges, towboats. They go right down the center of it, lock through the dam. You know, it's a pretty big lake.
Grant knows the lake, and it sounds like he knows where the party sites are.
Yeah, right. You had that all mapped out.
We have jumped off the rocks. My son's jumped off the rocks. Me and a buddy of mine, honestly, we used to put in at Kentucky Dam Marina in the summertime. We'd put in at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and we'd fish till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We'd fish Kentucky Dam Marina. The street lights lit it up all the way down to the dam, and we'd go back and forth. We'd catch 30, 40 largemouth a piece. I mean, it was a good time.
Shizer.
But that's
no
been
kidding.
8-10 years ago.
Wow.
Blue Collar Fishing says, I've been on Erie when it got sketchy, and it is big enough to be tidal. I'm telling you, it can turn in a minute on you too. It can be almost like flat calm, and then you just start to see it build and build. And pretty soon it's like, let's get the hell off the lake.
I'll tell you, the Great Lakes are not like any other lake I've ever been on or around. The storms and the waves that those lakes make, it's just like being on the damn ocean. It really is. And I think a lot of people have a hard time even comprehending that until they go there and see it. You can, like where we're at in Eau Gray, Saginaw Bay is just a bay of Lake Huron. You cannot see across that bay. That's how big it is. It's 22 miles, I believe, if you're going straight across from one side to the other where we're at on the bay. So there aren't too many lakes in the States that are 22 miles wide. And that's just a bay of one of the Great Lakes. That's not even the Great Lake. So it's a whole nother world compared to most lakes. And I've been Choke Canyon, Stanley, you're familiar with that one. Man, you get a northeast wind across Choke Canyon, it is nasty.
Yeah.
On Choke Canyon in nasty, Saginaw Bay in nasty.
Yeah, I was going to say 22 miles. I think that's bigger than Corpus Christi Bay. And if it's not, they're real similar. Right. And I've seen some big stuff. I've seen 5-foot waves in Corpus Christi Bay on a real bad day.
Yeah, easy.
I've got to say, John, you said that Great Lakes are like no other lake. It's like an ocean. The first time I went down fishing with Floyd, I'm on the phone with him. He says, you like to fish? I says, oh, heck yeah. He says, why don't you come on down and go fish with me sometime? Absolutely. He says, do you get seasick? Nope. Fished on the Great Lakes for a long time. Never gotten seasick at all. Not even once. All right, not a problem. Come on down. So we get on the boat, and I was starting to feel kind of queasy, and it's like, oh man, what the hell's going on here? I'm not feeling well. And all of a sudden, you hear that drag scream. There's a fish on. Come on, boy, here you go. Reel this in. Have to be a big barracuda. I think you guys have seen the picture of it. So anyways, get it in, let it go, and we're continuing to troll, and then I'm starting to feel sick again. And all of a sudden, over the side I go, and I'm just throwing up. I've had it. I'm done. I lay on the floor of his boat, and all of a sudden that line starts screaming again. Come on, big boy, get your butt up. We got another one on. Ain't no time to be rested. He would not give me any peace, man. I think we caught 5 fish that day, and I'd reel one in and go throw up over the side. And I learned that the motion of the ocean is different than the wake of the lake. It's like a washing machine out there sometimes.
It can be. I've been fortunate. I don't know if it's because I've flown in crazy aircraft doing stupid stuff and jumping out of them, but I do not get seasick. So who here on our panel has been seasick? We already got Steve saying him. What about Grant? Have you ever gotten queasy?
I have not gotten seasick. We did go deep sea fishing from Tybee Island off Savannah, Georgia. One time, the only time I've been out on a big boat, big waves.
Right.
Doug says a 5-footer means you lose the horizon inside the troughs.
Yeah.
Not a place for novices. That's why the 23-footer Kentucky Lake is 50 miles long, and Lake Barkley are 180 acres of water connected by a canal.
Nice.
So, according to my search engine, it's 160,000 surface acres, and it's the largest man-made lake east of the Mississippi River.
Man-made, yeah. Wow, that's a big one.
That's Kentucky Lake?
That's Kentucky Lake.
That's the one that Blue Collar Fishing is saying it's one of the best crappie lakes. Is that what he said?
Ooh.
Yeah, Blue Collar Fishing. Kelly used to live close to Kentucky Lake. I think he was in West Tennessee.
Hey, there's a question we all missed here. It's from my daughter-in-law. She says, how many lures do you other fellas own? I think my father-in-law has an obsession.
I have a lot, but the type of fishing I do doesn't require an extreme amount. Walleye fishermen who not solely rely on crawler harnesses have typically extreme amounts of lures. So I would say that the person that probably has the most, and it might not be true, but I know that man up there has, you're right, he has an extreme addiction.
Oh, here's another question, John, Stanley, too. I know I can't answer it. Wild Game Pursuit. Excited to start adding one video on a week on our channel every Friday now. Have a couple things I'm trying to add in our videos to help our footage, using a wireless mic and using drone footage. And I know that you guys know more about that than me. You want to address that?
Is it a question, or they're just telling us what they're doing?
Have a couple things I'm trying to add our videos, help our footage using a wireless mic and using drone footage. Do any of you guys have recommendations for either? That's the question.
Okay, so wireless mics I'm not on at that level because they're very expensive to get a good wireless mic system. So I usually rely on the mics that are mounted on, that I can mount on my cameras, or I have a recorder with a wired mic that I can put the recorder in my pocket and then clip it on, and I can record, and then in editing I can match the audio to the video. So those are my options on microphones. On drones, I say go for it. You do not have to spend a lot of money. Around $500 to $600, you can get a DJI Mini 2, which probably next week I'll be putting out a video why I upgraded to the Mini 2 from the original Mini. But I will say they do just about anything you need to do with a drone, and they're not that $1,000 break the bank drone that most of the higher level drones are. Stanley?
There's a lot to unpack with that. If first and foremost, I agree with absolutely everything John says on all of that. Wireless mics is a bag of worms that you're getting into with that. Now, if you were going 4K, if you have yourself a nice DSLR camera, and if you're talking a lot while you're doing what you're doing, if you're a presenter, if you're fishing and you're sitting there talking to people, a wireless mic is going to benefit you. That's a nice little setup, especially if you're like running around the boat or doing stuff. You're too active to have a cord connecting you to the camera, and you got somebody filming you. Then that's going to be, that's where a wireless mic comes in handy. I don't use a wireless. I've used them in the past for other things. I've never used them for the YouTube channel. I've never needed it. It's a bag of worms. You have connectivity issues, getting it. Sometimes the signal isn't great and it destroys your audio. And then what are you going to do when your audio is destroyed? One of the reasons I like recording, I do everything I do with a phone. And one of the reasons is because it's a phone. So audio and mics and stuff are actually, that used to be an important thing with phones. The mics are not terrible on a new phone. So they record all right audio. But actually what John was saying about that Tascam, I think it's a Tascam you got, right?
What's that for the mic?
Yeah, that you record your audio with?
Mako.
Okay. Well, an audio recorder like that is the best way. Like audio is really important. And recording, whether it be through a headset thing like this, a lav mic, and you can get like a $20, $30 lav mic, and you're in the A+ crowd doing that alone. They're not expensive. But plugging that, as opposed to going wireless, plugging one of those things into just a portable recording thing, and you do any kind of audio engineering at all, that's going to sound like really, really good. That's going to sound better than 90-something% of all YouTubers out there in the world. So audio is important. That's the direction I would go with that. Wireless can be a pain. If you need more specifics on that, I can give them to you, but it can be a pain. Now, as far as drones go, yeah, that guy right there. And any the Tascam, that Sony, I mean, all the different brands, Zoom, there's a bunch of different brands out there that do great. But that setup right there is exactly the direction I would go, even if I was filming with like a DSLR. Unless I have somebody filming me, then I might consider filming me and multiple other people. That's when I would start considering a wireless nightmare. As far as drones go, I would say the exact same thing, like what John was saying, and I would also suggest checking out his video because there's gonna be a lot of information in that. But that DJI Mini 2, if I was to purchase a drone, that is the direction I would go, and there's a lot of really good reasons why. He's going to cover all of that in his upcoming video.
True that.
So that's way more recommendations than you were probably hoping to get on that. Sorry.
Good answers, both of you, though. Good answers.
Hey, Jenny.
Jenny, hello.
What's up?
Yeah, the only thing I've got is the external mic for my GoPro. So,
yeah, I think as the channel grows, we all know that everybody's like video, but the audio really is as important, if not more important. You can have a cool video. I got one where we were catching bull reds all day long, basically, but it was on my phone, on Facebook Live, no microphone, heavy winds, the audio was trash. It didn't do very well, and it still doesn't. Audio is very important.
Nothing is going to ruin your video, no matter what you do. Nothing is going to ruin it faster than poor audio.
Right. And so now, and that doesn't mean, oh, I got a little bit of wind noise, let me throw this video away. If it's a good video, a little bit of wind noise, people will understand. But if you got that, I'm talking, and then I go to do something, no, fishing, this is all you. You know, if you can't hear me when I turn my back, and that's one of the problems with having like a camera mounted here with a microphone, right? And no microphone on me. When I go to do something, I'm getting the fish in the net, I'm talking, all of a sudden I'm too far away to get good audio. That's where that external or that individual, audio recorder will help you, because no matter where you are, looking at the camera, 30 feet away from the camera, you still, if you use that, you'll have good audio. So
yeah. And lapel mics, in addition to that, like regardless of whether they are wired or wireless, if it's underneath your shirt, that also acts as a little bit of a windbreak. Those dead kittens are great, but also having it under your shirt, a little additional protection on that.
That's good too. There's a lot of people that don't use those at all. They do just put it under your buff, under your shirt, wherever. Those are all good. Blue Clark's saying he's got a Rode shotgun mic on his GoPro, GP audio and stuff. So the Rode, so I've got a Movo on mine, and it's just the non-powered, plug it in and use. Movo and Rode are pretty real close when you look at reviews of them. Movo's a little less expensive, so that's why I went with it. I bought one Rode mic, and it was trash. It's not the good one. Don't anybody freak out on me. But this was one, I got a video on it where if I use it anywhere near anything like a computer, you had so much interference, the audio was trash. So needless to say, I don't use that microphone at all. My next upgrade, I would like to get the powered Rode mic. But, that's a little bit over $200, I think, on Amazon right now. So I'm gonna earn a few more dollars before
You know what I would suggest? I bet nobody does, because I don't do it. But and if you do it, put me in my place. But an app or a program to master your audio. I think that's an investment we should all look into.
I agree, and a piece of that is knowing how to do it.
Knowing how to do it.
So I've got video editing software, I got photo editing software, and to tell on myself, I don't understand it well enough, especially the photo editing. I can take some pictures. This software can probably do anything I want it to do, but I don't understand the different terms they use when they talk about editing photos to use it well. So that's probably one of the things I need to do. It's hard when you're a solo YouTuber, right? You are the person in front of the camera. You're the person with the camera. You're the person doing the audio. You're the person doing the editing. There's a lot to learn. I've learned a ton over the last 2 years in photo editing and stuff and video editing just because I'm doing this. But there's so much more to it. Throw in a drone, throw in RAW instead of JPEG images. Oh, my God, there's a ton to learn. So that's a long and winding road. Anybody who has that type of capability and then gets into YouTube, boy, do they have an advantage, I think.
Yeah.
They already understand it. So it's a learning process for all of us.
I've got a little something that is going to add this next couple of videos, I hope. My friend Jerry Toner bought a underwater camera. I don't know if you guys seen that little shot. She bought an underwater camera. We're going fishing Wednesday and then again Saturday and Sunday. So she bought this underwater camera, which was cool. I mean, it's frustrating because you can see fish swimming down there and you can't get them to bite. But today she found out that she can hook it up to an SD card. And also she bought this turner. So it spins like 360 degrees down in the hole. So we're going to shoot some footage and add that to one of my upcoming videos. I think that's going to be cool. I can't hardly wait to see what it's going to look like.
You can get an attachment with a little spear gun thing that puts on there.
Then you'll get the fish where they want to bite or not.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that'd be neat. It just totally shocked me. She said, "Hey, I found out today." She called me. I found out today that I can shoot underwater footage that you can use in your videos. And then, cool.
Nice.
Now, if I can figure out that drone, I'll have it above ground and below ground, right?
There you go. And that would be awesome. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool because, we got all these people snorkeling in the warm waters and getting all this cool video. And now, even up there in the cold water, you'll get some underwater footage. That would be neat. I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Collar Fishing says, I've taken some music out in the background before for copyright reasons. Yeah, I learned that kind of late. I think I got 2 copyright strikes.
I hadn't learned how to do it. I just learned that you shouldn't have it there. So that is audiophilia or whatever you call it level knowledge. That's not easy to, like, I'm a beginner, so I have no clue how to do something like that. That's kind of stuff I need to learn. Do a video on that. Really, blue collar. Do a video on using whatever software it is to remove background sound, whatever it is, music, whatever. And I would almost guarantee if you address that to the, hey, YouTubers, this is what you can do, man, that should skyrocket, right?
Real quick here, Wild Game says, looking for the name of that mic. What you're looking for, regardless of it's wireless or not, is a lavalier mic. It's also called a lav. L-A-V is the mic you're looking for. The one that I typically use was $7. You spend $30 on a lavalier mic, you're getting a pretty good lavalier.
Does that mic blend into the question that David Martin had asked? Where was it? I seen it up above.
David was asking about a mic for a cell phone.
Yeah. Will that work?
Yeah, I do everything with a cell phone. So yeah, it plugs into my cell phone. I use it.
Just depending on what kind of phone you have. There's some kind of little adapter dongle.
Yes.
They call it.
Okay. Yeah, if it doesn't work with it typically does not work with iPhone. You need to get one that has a lightning jack. Yeah.
So when you search for them, just use the term of whatever your cell phone is, and typically it's going to return.
You either have a 3.5 millimeter jack, or you have the lightning input for the iPhone. So get the one that goes, pertains to the phone that you got. If it's Android, if it's a 3.5 millimeter jack, what you're looking for, you want to kind of be aware that you're getting a TRRS. And what that is, I'll show you real quick here, because that's kind of an important thing with mics.
This is a video right here. So.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to pull out my mic. So if you look at this right here, this is my mic jack. And you see how it has 3 bands or 2 bands on it? That's a TRRS, and that means that 2 of them are for headphones and 1 of them is for the microphone. Well, it's the 4th one that's for the microphone. So you want that one that has the microphone. Some companies they're a little sketchy and they don't do that. Like they record mono, they don't give you the mic input and it'll screw you all up.
Yeah, I had to use one like that for the phone, 3 bands on it. And then the one for my camera for the same microphone, I had to use a different cord that had just 2 bands on it. So you're right. There is a difference between using it on your phone so my phone, Android, Samsung 10, whatever, has got the USB-C. So now I got to buy something that has USB-C on one end, goes down to that 3.5 to plug in on the other end to give me a.
Really? You don't have a 3.5 millimeter jack on that?
None at all, just the USB-C.
That sucks. I would have thought that they'd have come with a USB-C dongle for it.
There is, yeah. That's what I have to use.
Okay. That still sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Wild Game Pursuit asks, what are you guys all using for editing software then? Toughest thing for me right now is making these attractive looking thumbnails. I think I use the same thing that you use, Brad, is Adobe Premiere. And I can send you a link for the thumbnails that I make. They're not nearly as cool as, what some of these other guys make, but I can send you a link to that off air, Brad.
Yeah, I'm using CyberLink Power Director 17, I think it is. It comes with the video editing. It comes with a separate photo editing. Comes with a separate screen recording. So the video editing, I've gotten to where I used this CyberLink Power Director in the past years ago. So I kind of had a familiarity with it. So I decided if I'm going to spend a little bit of money on one, that's what I'm going to get. And it does more than I'm capable of doing. You know what I mean? I'm still looking. The great thing is if you go on YouTube, Power Director, and you want to do something, there's a video out there on how to do it. The different effects, right? The photo editor, again, like I said earlier, that's where I'm the weakest is I just don't understand all these different capabilities that I have to edit photos. So I wing it. I click on something. Oh, that looks like crap. I go back to where I was and click on something else until I think it looks pretty good. And I'm like, okay, thumbnail, save it at 90. When we get like Fields or somebody like that on, and this thing goes down like this, then I'll be upset. Today it's like, all right, it's out of our control. There's nothing. The four of us are, YouTube technicians that can go in and fix this shit.
Can we
And the same thing happened to us. We had this happen on a TubeBuddy stream like 2 weeks ago, shut down with like 300 people in it. Sometimes it's just like, fuck.
All right, we're back. We're back.
Yeah,
Right when I say that. Just cuss. That's all it takes.
The Wild Game Pursuit can hear us.
We're all blurry, but we're back.
Yep.
Everything's
Shit
fine.
says he's still getting the swirly thingies. So.
You guys got to hear a little bit of the backstage banter.
It gets worse. It gets much worse.
So since they cheated us out of 10 minutes, maybe we should extend by 10 minutes?
I am totally comfortable doing that.
I will tell you this. Now that the video piece is all blurry and stuff, Steve, you look much better today.
It's because you're ugly.
Everything looks great on my laptop.
Does it? I still got blurriness on. But that's all that matters.
It's because you're ugly.
What were
So,
we?
I
I
guess
can't
what's
hear
going
somebody
on?
talking though. Somebody's got their volume on.
I hear the echo.
Is it John?
John.
John ain't got it on. You check.
It was Steve. He just hit mute. I just saw him.
Dead.
Oh.
So
Looks
who's
good.
sticking around? Who do we owe a big thank you for actually hanging out through that entire thing?
Oh, Wild Game Pursuit's still here. Thanks a lot. David Martin's still here. Thanks, guys.
Man, appreciate it.
Going back up again, so thanks.
All game for David Martin, Janet, of course, and others that we won't know until they comment. So, folks, go ahead and put something in the chat so we know who you
Appreciate you. Really appreciate y'all hanging out with us. That sucks when that happens. Nothing you can do about it on our end.
are. That's right. Modern technology. I thought maybe Steve pushed the wrong button somewhere, but
Again.
it wasn't Steve this time.
Nope, wasn't me. So kind of, I don't know if we discussed this like when it went off, but what's everybody got coming up? What's everybody going to be doing? Let the audience know.
Go ahead, John. That's all you. You start.
Oh, so what do we have coming up?
I wonder what he's going to be doing.
In 10 days, I'll be in the Florida Keys.
Florida Keys. Yep, there it is.
The fish and videoing and droning and doing all that. What do you gentlemen have?
Oh, shit happens. Don't mention me. Folks lose members when I give them a shout out.
I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm working on.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
You're not going
I went and did a little bit of fishing yesterday,
Oh, shoot.
and I have not filleted my catch yet. We are going to do a catch and cook on some of them bad boys. You recognize that?
Trout.
Rainbow
No, I
trout.
wish.
No, what is it?
You guys know me. That ain't trout. That's a skipjack.
I was gonna say it looks like
No, that's not a lady.
Chad.
That's a ladyfish.
I thought you already did a catch and cook on that. No?
I have not.
Ooh, bro.
Had to be done.
God bless you. For the rest of you that don't know, watch his video.
It's going to come out in March because I've got starting tomorrow. We're doing our whole series on Cozumel. This is going to be the first video of March. And for anybody who doesn't know, ladyfish suck. So, yay.
Great bait. You always know
Great bait.
it's not awesome to eat when you catch it and people say, "Oh, that's great bait."
Yeah.
Are they oily? What makes them disgusting to eat?
Oily,
They're
bony.
They're bony and they're soft.
Are they any good to smoke?
That would be the only way I would try it.
I'm not going to do that. I've done it before, and the bones that every single scale, they're a minnow, so every single scale has a bone, and their bones are like hair. They're super thin. So if you smoke them and you bite into them, you're biting into a piece of meat that tastes okay, but has 1,000 hairs in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to experiment with something to get those bones out.
Like
Pickle them.
garbage disposal.
I thought about trying to pickle them. I want to try to make kippers.
Ooh.
The garbage disposal idea is where this whole thing is going to end when I'm done.
Steve, pickle. One of the best things I've eaten when I was up in Michigan was pickled herring.
Yeah.
Do you know anything
I
about
love herring.
Can you do that or Steve?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I've never done them. We've smoked whitefish and that one walleye, but I've never smoked anything else other than that.
Pickle it. Have you ever pickled fish?
No.
Somebody needs to do a video on pickling fish.
I was thinking about doing that. Do you smoke it before you pickle it? I want to do this, but I don't even know where to start.
That'd be good if you did. Smoke it first and then pickle it.
You say that, but it's never been done. I kind of question your.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to pickle it, so I wouldn't.
Well, the reason that I say that is because we smoke, take boiled eggs, smoke them, and then pickle them, and they're good.
Okay,
John's
that's how you
looking at
do
me
it.
funny, but yeah, try
You
it.
know how to pickle an egg. You know how to pickle a fish, I would assume.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I'm telling you, the pickled herring that I had, I've only had it in Michigan, and it's freaking delicious. So there's got to be a way to
Christ,
do it.
you guys are talking about putting so much work and effort into a skipjack.
Could you imagine, Stanley, if you did a video and then, okay, I'm going to try this skipjack, this ladyfish, and go, that is so
Like it's good.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen? It doesn't matter. That could be the best tasting fish in the world. Like I could do this. I could smoke it and then we'll pickle it and it's going to come out freaking amazing. It's going to be like the most amazing thing ever. And 100% of the comments in that video are going to be like, "You're an idiot."
I don't believe you.
And I agree. I wouldn't believe it either.
I still get grief from people and friends that are, you really tried a sheep's head? What the hell ever jumps it? I still catch grief over that.
There ain't nothing
Try it.
wrong with the Gasper goo.
Yep.
Could be a good video.
Would be an excellent video.
Just typing in how to pickle fish. The most viewed video is 308,000.
There you go, Stanley. Might be worth it for you.
Man, I don't want to do this.
Oh.
I really don't want to do that.
I'm going
Blue Collar says I've pressure cooked Asian carp to make.
And the video will do fine.
Blue Collar says I pressure cooked Asian carp to make Kentucky tuna, but I haven't pickled fish.
Ooh, Asian carp. Do you really want to do a video that succeeds in the everybody says it's a trash fish, but if you do it this way,
You got to be careful. You're exactly right about that. You got to be really careful. If you are going to blow up, if you're going to have a viral video about something, that's what your channel becomes about. Do I want my channel to be about eating smoked pickled ladyfish?
what's the price?
Yeah. I think I'm kind of good just hanging out on the live stream with you boys and eating, the stuff that I've been eating.
Shit happens.
I got to draw the line somewhere.
Of course, I've pickled myself on numerous occasions over the past 30 years.
I'll drink to that.
Footage is not for seeing. My light just went out. Why not? Everything else is going to hell.
You know what? I like this. That looks good, though. I like the contrast in your shot now.
Actually,
All right. Okay. Then we'll do that from now on.
It does look better. I agree. Is that what you call a freshwater drum? Yeah, blue collar fishing up north, they call freshwater drum sheep's head. Now, the rest of the world typically knows sheep's head is a fish we catch in the salt water, which is also a delicious fish. But yeah, it's a freshwater drum They call them sheep's head up there. And they
Salt-
also grass fish.
Saltwater
Jasper,
sheep's head is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Saltwater regular drum, like the black drum, are decent. Red drum are a little bit more than decent.
Yeah, they're good. Red drum's good. Half shell on the grill. Black drum, you could do it the same way or fry it. Not the great big, they call them big uglies, the real big black drum, you know. 40,
Those big bull, big uglies.
But the little 20 to 24 inch black drums, yeah, they cook up just fine.
Them little 6-inch black drum taste really good.
Never had that, so I couldn't answer that.
I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm not admitting to it. I'm saying they're good eating. I'm not saying I do it.
There's a size limit on them?
Yeah, they got a slot.
Yeah.
It's got to be, I don't know, something like 20 to 28 inches, 20 to 30 inches, something like that.
I think for the blacks, yeah, I think it's a little different. I think you can go down to like, I don't know. I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
There is a slot, and you
guys
one over, but they
you
get
guys have
big.
freshwater burbot down there? You guys get those? Freshwater burbot?
I've ever caught. Now I don't know, but the only burbot I've ever caught has been up there in Michigan. Now a lot of people down here will be like, "Oh, that's a snakehead." Look a lot like a snakehead. They're not the same species though. So.
That's one of those fish. That same thing. You know, nobody wants to eat them, but I'm telling you, they're good. We call them poor man's lobster. Boil them in salt water and then dip them in butter in hunks. It's just like lobster.
Poor man's lobster. Well, we got fish like that down here. They call sheep's head poor man's lobster down here.
They do. Sheep's head because they eat a lot of crustaceans, so they do that flavor to them. The next time I'm in Michigan, because I caught a burbot, was it last time in Michigan or time before? Time before. If I catch one, I'm going to do a catch, clean, and cook on that bad boy.
You caught one the last time you were in Michigan on my boat.
I caught a sheep's head with you.
Same thing. Freshwater drum.
Yeah, but not a burbot. Yeah, I want to do a catch, clean, and cook with that burbot.
So here we go. Blue Collar Fishing says freshwater drum or fertilizer. That's about it. That's pretty much what everybody's telling me.
That's how they feel in Michigan. But down here in the South, Gasper goo. That's what they usually call them down here.
I got a question for you in regards to this. I was talking to my dad about this yesterday, and we have totally wildly different opinions on this. I went to the grocery store yesterday, giving you just a little bit of a backstory, and they had whole catfish for sale. My grocery store in town has the worst seafood market ever, so that really caught my attention. So I was looking at it, and they're selling whole catfish, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously like a channel cat or blue cat, right? Like it's a freshwater. This is not a saltwater catfish. But it gives me an idea of the value of how much catfish sells for, and so I was thinking, I was like, I could do a video if we just happen today to catch a whole bunch of hardheads. I can do a video comparing, I'll take a whole hardhead, I'll go buy this catfish out of the store, we'll compare them, which is better. Now, here's the deal. My dad said, no, that's not going to work. Hardhead sucks, and it does. Yeah. But he said, that freshwater catfish is not even going to come close to comparing to gaff top being the better saltwater catfish available down here. And I'm curious your thoughts on that. Personally, I think hardhead, channel cat about the same, or at least gaff top channel about the same. Am I totally wrong on that? Is the freshwater guy going to be so much better than gaff top, and I'm just an idiot for having eaten so many over the years? No.
So I've had both. And here's my opinion. So freshwater, we've got channels, we got blue, and we got flathead. And then saltwater, we got the hardheads, which nobody eats except for you, Stanley. And we have gaff top.
Rarely.
Yeah, I know. Hardhead are probably the bottom of all of those. And then if you're going up the rungs, in my opinion, you've got, and a lot of this for a freshwater fish depends on where it's taken. In an old mucky pond versus a creek or a river or something that has flowing clean water, big difference. But channel cat, blue cat, and gaff top are really close, right? Gaff top has a different texture to it, right, than blue cat. But the flavor wise, I think they're really close. Either one I'll eat all day long. They're delicious. And then the flathead catfish is the best eating catfish in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Flathead. I didn't know that.
Yo. Research even best tasting catfish in the United States, and I bet you most of your information would point you towards the flathead.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Very good meat. We got tons of catfish YouTubers. Go out and send out a filler to some of them folks. But so that's how I put it. So delicious, like I said. Blue cat's good. And I like it too. I haven't tried hardhead.
Hardhead is mushy.
Bullhead, shit happens. I ate bullhead when I was a kid. They're okay. They have a completely unique taste that doesn't compare to the rest of the catfish family, in my opinion.
Yes, real quick here. Does anybody else hear any audio issues right now?
Here's the feedback.
Yeah, I'm hearing some weird loop here.
Let's we robbed 10 minutes off of YouTube. We got them back. Let's let her go.
Time to go.
End the broadcast. Thanks everybody that's still with us.
Thank you.
Bearing with us through this all. We appreciate it. Until next time. Who's got it next week?
Next week, John, A&J Outdoors.
We'll put it out there on Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere else. Come on back. We'll see you.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Have a great night, guys.
Yeah, having trouble connecting. Why not? I can't close it. Oh Lord. Yeah, I can't close it. Thanks, YouTube.
So you're having trouble closing it, but you're having connection issues.
Yeah,
Like pick a lane.
What's that?
your audio is really
Yeah, I'm hearing that too.
Here we go. Maybe this did it.
Well, just let it run.
the
Yeah,
never
just to soak up that watch time.
live stream.
Play some music and just run with it.
Oh, it's Steve. Yeah, always is. It blows the damn thing off.
You sound like COVID or something.
It does. It sounds bad.
I'm just going to leave the studio. How about that?
You got to close it.
Yeah, you got to close it. That'll keep it running.
You won't let me.
I wonder if you shut down StreamYard, would that impact it? Or would it keep running?
It's going to keep running, but it's going to time out after like 10 minutes or something.
Damn it, Steve. See if you're a Michigan fan instead of a Michigan State fan.
How did you do this, Steve?
Put it away. Drink your water, Steve. Oh, man.
Makers.
He's lost 18 pounds.
Yeah, I know it looks like Makers. It's Breakers, Mark's what he's drinking.
Come on, Steve. We're waiting on you to fix it all.
Shannon!
And a nailer. I haven't watched that video.
I haven't either. I'm going to. I apologize. I'm going to be there.
Says you need to cuss again.
Right? Fuck, Steve.
Oh, shit. I actually opened my laptop and it had last week's on there still. I hadn't opened my laptop in a week.
You see what I sent?
Broadcast?
Oh, let's see. I didn't.
Still alive.
Looks like all you got to do is click in the broadcast.
Oh my God. I'm posting that on TubeBuddy.
The never ending.
That is hilarious. You can't close your broadcast because of connection issues. All right, I'll take the first watch. I'll stay here for the first 4 hours, and then someone else is going to have to relieve me.
Good, because I'm tapping out. I got dinner ready and the wife. Come on, Steve, turn this thing off.
With those, okay, so this is an example of like bad audio that we were talking about earlier. This is it.
Yeah, him up there. You got down there.
And you can't hear me, right?
I can hear you. It just sounds terrible.
Yeah, you got rocks in your mouth while you're talking. I hear you, right?
I've never heard audio issues like this. This is weird.
He's had these in the past. I don't know how he fixed them, but it's been the same thing. We're also with reverb, and then also his audio sounds really bad. So I'm not sure.
Okay. Shannon Naylor, he should be able to leave the studio, restart the computer, and come back in.
Take a crack at it. I'll hang out here until we find out.
Yeah, shut down. And see what happens.
Yeah. Yes, it will shut us down eventually, if that's the case. Yeah. So, hi, John.
Talk about him.
You want to tell me? Oh, it is his audio, because now all of a sudden, like, I'm sounding good.
Yeah, our audio is good. It was him.
So why don't you tell us about the keys, you asshole?
Hey, yeah, we're going to Colorado. Going to be there for about 7 fishing days. Right, we got a travel day, 7 days, and a travel day. Got family and friends down there. They rent a couple houses. They've got the boat down there, 27-footer, and her aunt and uncle said, "Hey, why don't you come on down? You ain't got to pay nothing to stay." And so we're like, okay. So free room and board. I had paid for a ticket to go to Florida earlier last year. That was nixed because of COVID. So I had a credit. So it cost me nothing. And then Audrey, through her work, travels enough that she had enough points that it's costing her, I think it was $11. So to get there and a place to stay is costing us $11. We'd be dumb not to do it. So,
yeah, I totally agree. And on top of that, I got to say that I have spent just a little amount of time trying to figure out some way of like surprising you by showing up on your doorstep. Yeah. Hey, John.
Playing.
And Shannon, real quick, by the way, she's still down in the chat. I have no idea why you're hanging on for this, but thank you. We do appreciate your time, and it's always a pleasure having you here, ma'am. Thank you for fixing. I don't know why we never thought of just like if there's a technical issue, just boot Steve. I don't know why we never thought of that.
Because we can't boot him when he's the one hosting.
Yeah, but we can convince him. All we have to do is sit here and be like, "Oh, Steve, your audio's bad. Restart your computer," and then we can just run with it.
When you talk about hijacking his thing, this is it right here.
Yeah, we just did it. We did it well. She's also asking if you're flying up to if you're flying down to Florida or you are taking a car.
We are flying. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the comments over there booting to the curb.
Steve, you got to come back here and shut down your stream.
Yeah, come back in.
You still got to come back. You're not done yet.
You got to go back into StreamYard and shut us down, brother.
The GC just left to get a drink, and he left all his guys hanging. You got to lock up the job site, bro.
Yeah. You're leaving it unsecure. That ain't good. You should be able to go back into StreamYard, do your thing, go back in, and shut us down.
What's everybody having for dinner?
Tenderloin, beef tips,
Ooh.
gravy with mashed taters, and a